Your Excellency, dear friends and colleagues, good morning and welcome to this National Summit for the Charitable and Non-Profit Sector. It's great to see you all today. Welcome also to all those online and across the country. I know how precious your time is, so the fact that you've decided to be here today and tomorrow, in spite of your busy schedule, bodes well for the success of our work in the next 2 days. I'd like to challenge you all to come out of your old molds of the beaten paths, to think differently and to act differently in order to better serve Canadians and communities here and across the world. The National Engagement Strategy is some sort of process. In English, it calls a work in progress. I'd like to remind you also that our summit, which is also a component of the strategy, is not a conference. Of course, we have great speakers who will inspire us. The Governor General, of course, Alan Gregg also. But more than anything else, it's a work session that has to build on everything we've done it to take us where we are today. The idea is to make concrete progress in each of the 4 major priorities identified in the strategy framework. Some of you will say this is not new, that we've tried in the past to tackle those same problems, but with very little success. To which I would answer that yes, it's true. The challenges are perhaps the same or similar, and it's true that we haven't always had the success that we've hoped for. But I will also reply that the context has changed and our determination is stronger than ever. And I would say even more. I'd say that the stars are aligned favorably and that we have the winning conditions to move the file. I feel a true wind of change, and many of you have said the same, so let's profit from it.
It was launched over 2 years ago now. We started with community conversations across the country, and through these identified and modified what we have been calling the 7 drivers of change. These were then refined, validated through our provincial forums, and this process led us to identify collectively 4 priority areas for action. Approximately 1,000 organizations, small and large, urban and rural, took part in this work over the last 2 years. You all know what those priorities are, either because you participated in identifying them or because you took the time to choose which priority area you wanted to work on over the next few days. Some may say that these priorities are too internal, not sufficiently focused on changing the world. They are internal looking in many ways, absolutely, but that's all right. As a sector, we have not often enough stepped back, taken the time to truly and strategically look at the challenges facing us and that will be facing us to ensure that we would have the necessary resources, both human and financial, to do our work with real impact. Nor have we taken the time to figure out how to better shape the environment in which that work is going to be done. I think in some way that we have hesitated to do this because we feel that it is more important to hunker down and just do our work, get our work done. There is so much to do. But that, I think, is not good enough. We need to make progress on the priorities that have been identified in order that we may better serve. These priorities are, in a way, prerequisites to increasing our impact and to bringing about real change. Let's be frank. Unless we make real, tangible inroads on this agenda, I don't think we can hope to reposition the charitable nonprofit sector and create that environment that will allow us to play our role in society to its fullest. I don't think we can afford that, and I don't think Canada can afford that. We have an incredible opportunity to make real progress. This is about building our capacity to better serve, better engage, better give voice, and to partner more effectively with other sectors in society. Throughout the National Engagement Strategy, a number of key principles guided our work. First, we agreed that we would not always wait for consensus on every single issue. That in some cases we would move forward with the early adopters in the hope that others would come on board. We have not always been very good at doing that, but I think that's changing. We also told ourselves that if we were to be successful, it would be by taking ownership of the agenda and not waiting for government or others to lead the way. While we need to be looking at partnering with other sectors in society, The onus is on us to create the right environment for that to happen. Moreover, we said that our work needed to come from a position of strength, one in which we would leverage our huge assets. And finally, we agreed that real progress on any of this work would have to come from our collective action. This is not about 1, 2, or 3 organizations taking this on. My hope is that these principles will continue to inspire us today and tomorrow, but also in the months following the summit and after that. As I said, this is a work in progress. But you know, something else inspires me today, and that's to see the incredible participation of our young and emerging leaders who are joining us in for this work, close to 100 of you, and all of you ready to roll up your sleeves, help chart a way forward. You are the individuals who are la relève, as we say in French. You are bringing new ways of looking at things. You are rethinking the way we connect. You are shaking things up. You are contributing a renewed energy, and you will challenge us all in the coming days, I'm sure of that. And thanks to all of you in the room today who have helped support financially the participation of many of the young leaders and emerging leaders that are here today. I think this is very much a concrete example of our collective action and collective responsibility. We also have people here and online from every part of the country and every part of the sector. International development, social and human services, the environment, faith-based organizations, health, education, arts, culture, sports, research, and funders, of course, community foundations, philanthropic foundations, United Ways and Centraides, and I could go on. I think this is because we are increasingly realizing that the more we work together as a sector, the more successful we will all be. Clearly, the 4 priorities that we will be working on over the next few days resonate with us all, and I think that is for whatever sector, subsector we are coming from. And I want to acknowledge also our colleagues today who are here from different levels of government and from the private sector who have chosen to be with us for the next few days to help us think through some of our challenges. Welcome. What will success look like at the end of the summit? My hope is that we will have made real progress in all of the 4 areas, that concrete action points will have been identified for the coming months and the coming year, and even more importantly, because as I said earlier, there is no way that we will see any progress unless we act collectively. I hope that we will have many of us raising our hands, stepping up, saying, I'm in, I'm committing resources, whether they be in time, in expertise, in dollars. I will connect with others to the sector who are not here today, but can play a role in moving the agenda forward. I want to be part of this. When we leave the summit tomorrow, there must be a sense of togetherness, of momentum, and of possibility. The work we will do over the next few days is, I think, extremely important, but even more important will be the work that comes afterwards. As my colleague Ian Bird likes to remind me, we will need to be summiting well after this summit. In closing, I want to thank our partners in the summit, Philanthropic Foundations Canada, Community Foundations Canada, United Way Centraide Canada. Without our colleagues in these great organizations, we would not have been able to pull this off. I also want to thank our funders, the Ontario Trillium Foundation and the McConnell Foundation, as well as our sponsors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Miller Thomson, and Mackenzie Financial. This is truly a joint effort. And above all, I want to thank the Agora Foundation for its sustained support for the National Engagement Strategy from the very beginning, but also for its vision of what was possible and its advice and guidance. You know, I'm so pleased to be here today, but I'm also very sad that our friend and benefactor, John Hodson, is not with us today. John, who founded the Agora Foundation, passed away earlier this year. I can't tell you how much he was an inspiration to all of our work. I know that he would have loved to be here. He was such a great believer in the role and the contribution of charities and nonprofits in Canada, and he led the way in so many ways. Without his generous support, but also his guidance, his vision, his enthusiasm, there would be no national engagement strategy, there would be no national summit. I know that John is here in spirit. I know that he will continue to inspire us. Thank you to the Agora Foundation. Now, all of us, including those who are online across the country, have to step up. We have to roll up our sleeves, see where all this will lead us. At the end of the day, Success, though, will be measured by our collective commitment. Au plaisir de travailler avec vous aujourd'hui, demain et encore longtemps.
I'm looking forward to work with you today, tomorrow, and for a long time still. Have a great summit. Thank you.